I'm here at the Austin Classic, Zilker Park, 18 hole, all par threes. Definitely plays on the easier side, but still has its like technical difficulties, especially on the back nine. I chose both the best and worst day ever to come here because during the holidays, everybody clearly has off work. So there's a ton of people here. Hopefully I can film the entire 18. But at the same time, it's amazing weather today. It's like 68 degrees and just barely breezy. I'm playing 0 mulligans today. However, I'm gonna go 2 off the top just because I need to, warm up the shoulder. It's always good. This one you can, basket's up to the right, just barely next to that tree. Very open shot, forehand, backhand, wherever you want. I think I'm gonna go backhand first and then maybe a little flip up forehand. Yeah, that leaked out left just a little bit, not terrible. Forehand, I'm gonna try the vanish. I don't even know if this angle is any good. I'm gonna correct it on the next hole. Mediocre. It always takes me a minute to warm up the forehand, especially, get the shoulder and elbow, all that engaged. I think I'm gonna go with probably my backhand shot. Forehand was almost pin high, but it's also obstructed by those trees, which I guess is a reason why the backhand line is maybe a little bit better. Yeah, my forehand drive is actually a touch closer, just on the edge of circle 1, but I'm gonna go with my backhand because, like I said, it's a more open look. Thankfully, there's no one behind me at the moment. Fingers crossed it stays like that. I'm not in any sort of a godforsaken hurry, but I also want to be able to film this unimpeded. Edge of circle, 30-ish foot look here for bird, kind of sideways. I swapped out that Envy for a Bullet, so we'll see how that treats me today. Starting off strong on hole 1, which usually means I'm gonna bogey the next 3. It's like I get this sort of imposter syndrome whenever I start off playing really well, because ultimately my game just deteriorates. So here's to breaking that repeat curse. All right, hole 2, another very open shot. Again, slightly to the right. Or actually, I take that back. It's pretty much dead ahead in line with the tee pad. I usually prefer the forehand for obvious reasons. It's open, a lot more airspace to kind of crash in. However, today I'm kind of feeling the backhand hyzer flip, especially with the left to right wind. I think that's going to send me way too far right on a forehand. So let's give that a try. I think I'm going to go with honestly, I might throw my mid-range here. Yeah, I'm going to go Compass, my all-time favorite mid. Turned it over a little too much, too low out of the hand. It's not bad, I got a look. Still, no one behind me, amazing. I was worried when I rolled up. The back nine is completely congested, so maybe by the time I get over there, we'll be good. Kind of like I was saying before, the back nine plays significantly harder and a little bit longer than the front, which still isn't all that hard. It's one of the easier courses. Not as easy as Wells Branch, or the place up north, Falcon Point, I think it's called, but still kind of tricky. So I usually I'll start on the back nine and then finish on the front. Not sure why, I just prefer it that way. Tickled it. Back in the olden days, this is the tee pad for hole 3, and it was really cool. Played up to the right, and it had a cool little S turn to it. Hole 4 was somewhat similar, and they took those out because I think they're putting in like a maintenance shed or something over here for the park maintenance employees, which is cool because the new 3 and 4 that they put in, albeit a little tiny extra walk to get there, play really unique lines, and they're definitely not forgiving, but they're really well designed. It reminds me honestly of like they just look different, and it reminds me of a different course. Like if you're at Zilker and then suddenly you start playing Seawright, if you're familiar with that disc golf course down on the south side. But they're cool. Goes uphill on hole 3 and then back down on hole. This micro hike on the tunneled trail. It's pretty cool, especially on a day like this. Okay, this is what I was talking about. Hole 3, snaking shot through the trees, up, tucked away on the right-hand side. Forehand flex works really well. Backhand turnover can get there, but it's tricky to get around that last oak tree. I've never birdied this one. My friend has a couple times, but I've also gone forehand roller. That can work. Even if you get pin high, there's a lot of brush on the top right side, so you could be, 5 to 10 feet away and not have a look for birdie whatsoever. So taking a par on this one is not the end of the world. I haven't really thrown this disc a lot, but I'm thinking I'm gonna go forehand flex alpha. Not the worst, honestly. Like I got a lot more distance than I thought, especially considering how much I turned the nose up on that. The line was correct, but I totally tilted it up to the sky. Thankfully, those branches didn't come into play. There's a lot more ceiling on this shot than it looks at first, but you definitely want to avoid hitting first available. Where I am should have a pretty open look from the left side. Definitely easy for a par. This is my marker. Feeling all jittery today. I had too much coffee this morning. Hole 4. As above, so below. Pretty much similar. You'll find yourself in a similar circumstance here. You gotta really need to make that gap. Easier said than done. I've birdied this a handful of times, but also taken more bogeys on it, just getting an early kick. Kind of a poke and hope unless you have really good accuracy. I like the backhand hyzer flip on usually a mid or pretty stable fairway driver. In this case, with the wind the way it is, I'm thinking, and the discs at my disposal, probably Explorer again. Apparently I wanted to play hole 3 again. Oh, that was so bad. That like reverse forward skip definitely didn't help things, but I also threw a pretty bad shot. So that's on me. Back to even on hole 5. This was the very first ace that I ever got. I only have 3 legit aces to my name. And I must have been like 16 or so. I was terrible. But I remember I threw my orange DX Leopard and these bushes were really grown in. You can see the basket now, just right there. And I remember it was like completely hemmed in with all the foliage and just hyzer flipped. Whoop. It just hyzer flipped perfectly. And I heard the chains. I thought it was somebody else tapping out. And then to my surprise, when I walked over there, it was like an ace. Try and get this one flat out of the hand. Let's stall a little bit. I turned it over. Actually, much better result than it looked. Again, that's such a blind shot even now. Like, you can't quite tell where your disc goes. That was trash. All right, up the hill past the old bleachers. This hole is really scenic. I would consider it signature hole number 1 on the course. Hole 6 goes out. Forehand line, I think, is optimal on this one. Thumber gets you there really well. Lefty backhand plays perfect. There's kind of a righty backhand line at it, but I don't think it's the best. You gotta kind of make that very narrow gap right there, whereas you have all this airspace on the left to really just spike a forehand shot in. I think forehand with the alpha. Swing it out there. Let's see. That looks good. Oh no, that looks so nice. I just caught that branch. Damn it. That was tracking right at the basket. Got shut down just a little too high. Still not too bad. That was a pretty good bid. Had the want on it without running it too far. Got a little tap in for par here. If you want to shoot well on this course, continuing with what I was saying before, this playing easier, you really want to rake up those birdies early to give yourself a nice little buffer. If you're a much better player than I, you can definitely finish in the double digits under par, that is, on this course. I like it though. It's like just technical enough where it doesn't feel like a pitch and putt. Very casual. So if you're not from Austin, you haven't played it, if you ever visit, probably make this your first stop, I would say, just because it's the classic. It's downtown, very central. And yeah, it does get a little bit chaotic, especially on the weekends. And like right now, because everybody has off work. But I highly recommend it. This is a 5-star course for me, always has been. I think it might be the very first course I ever played. Or no, actually, I take that back. First course I ever played was Peace Park, which, rest in peace, if you know, that place was awesome. So this is probably the second course. So hole 7, I think this is the longest hole on the front 9. Basket is up there on the left. There's no Mando on that tree, so one of my favorite methods is to aim at the street and get a skip up onto the island. I say island, I don't know if people usually play that road as OB. I typically do. I don't really know what these people are doing. They're just like standing in the road. I think they might be lost. That disc is not that flippy. What the hell? Felt perfect and then it just kept flipping and never stopped. That's a bummer. And I'm guessing I went out right around here. Not a good shot, Raven. Come back. That was abhorrent. Probably the worst I've played this hole in a long time. Just sit down. Double bogey. That's no good. It's a shame that this was so goddamn flippy because I'm pin high, just on the wrong side of the road. Oh well. All right, let's see if I can bounce back from that disaster. This is hole 8, straight ahead, down, up the gut, just straight shot. Get as long as you can. There's a little log that's sort of broken down over the years, guarding it. And that comes into play a lot more often than you'd think, even in its current state. But I'm just gonna go backhand. Not the best look, but not the worst. Got a little step out shot. was so close. Damn it. Really needed that birdie. Hitting the band is one of the most infuriating goddamn sounds in disc golf. I hate it. I'd rather hit the cage any day than the band. Just like salt in the wound. Here we go, infamous hole 9. Zilker Park Ace Run. This was part of another round's Ace Pot that they just recently did for Christmas. And I think all of them have been claimed. They had everything from like level 1, 2, and 3. So this was level 1 because it's the easiest. Just open shot. Just pick your favorite putter, go straight at it. You know what I'm throwing. Stable up. Go back. God damn, I threw that really long. Yeah, this is kind of a must birdie, and I'm not giving myself a good chance here. At least I didn't go OB. Just flirting with the edge. I feel like I didn't throw that hard at all. It just kept going. Needed that. I believe that now puts me at 1 over par, which is not at all ideal. It's not the way you want to start off the back 9, but we'll bounce back. I say we. I will try and bounce back. I have been making some bad shots. You guys haven't. Just a good day to be outside, play some disc golf before work. And this one in particular, this is, I guess you could consider it a tweener because it's a really hard 3. But there would be no point in making a par 4. That'd be stupid easy. Very birdieable. But you got this low-hanging canopy to beat and then get a lot of distance out of that as well. So, I mean, I've always thought about toying with like a roller. I've got forehand roller. Yeah, this is what we're looking at here. So let me flip this camera around. Got a couple guys in front of me. Another straight shot. Not easy though. This is probably my least favorite on the back 9, and of course it's what we're starting off on. In fact, I'm gonna play it conservative and just go mid-range. Nothing special. I actually kind of like the forehand chip shot. Let's try that. Another friggin' bogey. That was a really bad putt on the first one. Hole 11. Let's see if I can kind of clutch up and give myself a look here. Basket is right behind that tree. Oh man, that looked pretty good too. The disc golf gods are not on my side, and I am throwing in a really wonky ass way today. So +2 at this point is not good. It's not the worst I've ever played here, but it's not good. So let's see what I can muster on the rest of this back 9 here. On hole 12, I let those guys play through because they were going really, really fast. They were nice, but I was rushing my shots because they're right behind me. So maybe that'll help. We've got hole 12 here. Straight uphill. 2 options. You can go left or right around that big V oak tree. And yeah, not really too much to say about this one. It's another just straight shot, as are most of the layouts here I almost said Circle C, Zilker Park. That's where I am. But yeah, this is a fun one. A little bit of a canopy to avoid. I have quite often leaked out way left over to the road, which is OB, or the trail, I should say. The road is also, but thankfully I've never gone that far. What am I throwing? I just keep throwing the Explorer, but really this is the kind of course where you can show up with like 2 discs. There's like a driver, a mid, and a putter, or just a mid and a putter. way left. I don't know if I'm OB. I think I'm safe. Hard to tell. Skipped OB. You gotta be kidding me, man. This is like some of the worst. Hole 15. This is the signature hole. I think that's pretty much a unanimous agreement there. But really scenic. Watch out for the power lines if you go backhand. I like the forehand shot because there's a lot more open space. For a while they had a Mando sign on that tree, but I think that's just for like a league or a tournament. I'm not really sure. But this one's fun. Just rip it. Getting a birdie here is a rarity for me, but if you got a big arm, you can definitely get it there. I'm trying to work. Okay, not too bad. I wind up over here pretty frequently. It's a fun throw, especially when it's not packed to do multiple shots. Hole 14. This one's fun. I like it a lot. Plays well for a backhand. Forehand works too, but I think that's usually more of a layup unless you got a really nice turnover or flexi shot. I like hyzer flip right at that oak tree on the right. You don't want to wind up left because I can't really zoom in much more, but you see that low lying like swath of branches there. That can kill your look. Even if you basically park it, you know, you could be well inside circle one and have no look from there. I think the branches have been kind of trimmed back over the years, so it's not as bad as it used to be, but definitely not great to wind up on that side. So I just aim to the right, let it fade back in, gives me the best look. That's not bad. I think I kind of cooked that, went long. It's deceivingly closer than it seems. I don't know what it is about this. I tend to overthrow this. Hell yeah. Gotta be honest, that felt really bad out of the hand, but stability of the disc kind of took over. Just leaked in on the right side. That was a highlight putt. Give it the Joe Mez, the slow Mez. Raven disc golf, slow bird. I don't know, I need to come up with a name for that. You know, it's things like that that make me really love disc golf. Even though I'm playing like crap, I'm still having a great time. And when you do get a nice little break or make at least one really good shot, really ride on that, you know? Let it boost your morale, because ultimately it's a practice round. I'm out here by myself, just enjoying the weather, soaking up some sun, and playing disc golf, one of my favorite things. So here we go, hole 15. This one, I have a love-hate relationship with this hole. Really cool layout, left to right arcing shot, kind of finishes back to the left. So if you have a really aggressive backhand flex, you can park it. I've seen it before, but most everybody just goes forehand. There's a Mando over on the right. It's usually pretty hard to miss. I'm just gonna go forehand with the Alpha again. That one's been surprisingly working pretty well for me today. Oh yeah, something to be aware of. You see that lady over there? They're on hole 16, I guess. These fairways kind of crisscross, or they just run really close to one another, kind of parallel. So easy to hit somebody else. Okay, not bad. It took forever because those people are completely oblivious to what's going on around them. All right, pretty good. Not my best. I don't really have the forearm distance to park this one. I've birdied it once. Hole 16, sort of the antithesis of the last hole. No Mandos on this one, but it's an arcing right to left. So obviously that's gonna favor the long, like penetrating backhand hyzer. Usually I would throw like a Defy or a Beast, something like that. In this case, with my limited bag, not Explorer, I think I'm gonna throw the Vanish. Oh, that was, honestly, that was a really cool flight. I juiced that thing, but didn't really mean to. I threw that a lot farther and it flipped up not too much, but I'm gonna be wide right. I might be, should be pin high, I think. There is a Skyzer line that I wanna try next time, but with all these people here, I just wanted to be conservative and play a shot that I knew wouldn't do anything weird and errant. And I am actually in the circle. Gotta look. Fingers crossed I can make this putt. Apparently I didn't want it. Hello, roller. I don't know where that came from. Hole 17. Speaking of rollers, I might actually throw the Rollo. I haven't used it once this entire round. I'm already playing like poo-poo, so might as well. We got OB on the left in that parking lot, distinguished by the ropes over there. That's for parking during events here in the park. Otherwise, it's just an OB line. And the basket is, where's my finger? There's my finger. It's right there. This should be interesting. You know, that might actually be the play here, because it's so devoid of rocks or large sticks or anything to really screw up the roll. I could have given that a lot more. That disc is amazing, by the way. I get the hype around the Rollo. I didn't buy one for the longest time because it sounded kind of kitschy. But yeah, no, great disc, really great disc. And also a nice, like, as a touchy mid-range and light wind. That was a nice addition to the bag. And yeah, a great flight too. I'm definitely circle 2, but not OB or anything, so I'll gladly take that. Nope. Wobbly headwind putt for the win. Yeah, there's a nice little view of downtown on a beautiful winter day in Austin, Texas. Literally, I think it's like 70 degrees right now. Weird. Welcome to Texas. All right, hole 18, down to the left, protected by a few guardian trees, but you can birdie this. It's not that bad. If you got a 300-foot backhand, it's easy. And thanks to anybody that watched this and joined me for my full train wreck of an 18 holes here at, I wouldn't say train wreck. It wasn't terrible. I made a few good shots here and there, but honestly, my game is just not really, coming together. And yeah, just feel a little bit off today. It's all good. I'll come back and play a much better round here at some point in the near future when there aren't so many people. But yeah, here we go. Last hole. See, I think I'll probably go with Vanish again. It's been flying pretty well. Let's do that. Usually I would throw the Havoc. That one just keeps flipping on me, especially since I'm playing into a headwind. I think the Vanish on a good amount of hyzer, play it out wide right, let it skip back. Might have a shot at this. Holy shit, I grip locked that out into nowhere. I sent that thing to freaking Transylvania. That was a really good throw, but in the wrong direction. I just felt it snap. I like gripped it so hard with my index finger and ay, ay, ay. All right, a fitting end for a wacky round. That was such a bad shot. I might have a little forehand out. I am not sure. Oh, so bad. Caught on the tree. Another bogey, really, and +3, I think. Oh, what a way to finish. Ooh, yeah. Man, that's the happiest I've been to take a shitty score. Let's go. Thank you for watching. I had a blast filming this. I'm gonna have a very tediously good time editing it. And next on the radar, if I can manage to play there without a litany of people like today, I'm gonna try and go feature C-Right. But if you don't want to wait for my wonky videos to come out, you can always watch that on like Connor O'Reilly or any of the other local Austin disc golfers. But again, thanks for watching. Until next time.